my junior year of college, and I was poorer than poor. My most recent ATM receipt showed that I had exactly $5.57 left to my name. In a state of complete and desperate panic, I turned to the internet for a quick way to make a dime. After perusing Craigslist for over 3 hours, I found a gig that was perfectly suited for me. They were looking for fresh, new talent. It was flashy. It was seductive. But most importantly, it paid Wall Street well. Contest chair, members, and welcome guests. I'm not proud of what I'm about to tell you. So I ask that you withhold your judgment. With the click of a mouse, I sold my soul and my dignity and began a downward spiral into the world of mascotting. The world of mascotting, being 5 feet tall, is pretty much a golden ticket to every kid's birthday party, county fair, or any sporting event that requires a short cartoon character. For my first gig, I was playing the role of Blue, a Cartoon Network celebrity, for a gig at the public library. 3 weeks before the event, I spoke with a recruiter from the mascotting agency. Well, hello, darling. Remember to show up 30 minutes early and wear extremely comfortable clothing. Oh, I see here you're under 5 feet tall. Your pay rate's going to be fabulous. And don't forget, darling, you're going to have your very own, just for you, personal assistant, Charlotte. Now, I have to admit, when I first heard this, I felt kind of low-grade famous. Like, I must really be somebody if I'm going to have my very own, just for me, personal assistant, Charlotte. So I hung up the phone feeling really excited about my new career choice. I was going to be making a lot of money. I had my own personal assistant, and all I had to do was show up and entertain a bunch of smiling, wonderful children. Piece of cake, right? Right? So I showed up thinking I was going to be treated like a Hollywood celebrity. Imagine my surprise when I was told to shut up, suit up, and saunter out into the Reading Rainbow room of the Summit County Public Library. Within the first 15 minutes, I knew I was in serious trouble. The sweat began to pour down my face and sting my eyes, blinding me so I could no longer see where I was going. The weight of the costume became so heavy that I was bent over in crippling pain, and I could no longer stand straight. Now, while I was suffering inside the costume, the perfect angels outside the costume were punching me. They were kicking me. They were wiping snot all over me. Now, I'm an extremely calm person. But put Gandhi in a 95-degree suit in a room with the world's brattiest children, and even he starts throwing punches. At this point in the game, I realized that the one and only job of the personal assistant was to make sure I didn't sneak out the back. Now, imagine the worst day you've ever had. Are you imagining it? You're imagining it? Imagine the worst day you've ever had. Get divorced. Run over your neighbor's cat, Screech, and it won't even come remotely close to mascotting, not even remotely. At the worst part of the day, my shoulders were in so much pain that I slumped to the floor, hugged my sweat-soaked knees, and prayed for the day to be over. I stayed in this position for exactly 2 minutes until a small child said, "Mommy, why isn't it moving?" "I think it's dead." It wishes it was. And in that moment, I decided that I was never, ever, 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 ever going to mascot ever again. So when the mascotting company called me 2 weeks later to do a gig as Dora the Explorer, I already kind of looked like her. Of course, my response was, no way!